chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by our community guidelines. Alright. If I sit here, we're straight. Whew. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. What up? Welcome. You've been watching this for about 50 seconds. If you're catching the replay, I hope you had it on fast forward so you can get, or just, you just moved a little right to where we at. And I'm going to start the live here. Still trying to get some things in order because I'm so rusty at this. Last time I put out a video was like 4 months ago. And I've been working on a vlog for like 3 months, but it's just really hard to find time to put all of the the sprinkles and the glitters and make all the edits that I want. It's a lot going on in life. So that video soon come. But I felt bad because I'm like, yo, I really love YouTube and the people that follow me on there, and I never put any content on there. So why keep making excuses? Just jump on YouTube, and here I am. So thank you for jumping on this live. It's very impromptu. Like I literally just had the idea, and I was like, why not? So let's just do it, right? Never let how far you have to go stop you from starting, as I always say. So you may be wondering, Matt, are you having a baby yet? Aren't you supposed to be having a baby any second? And when I know, even though I'm paraphrasing your thoughts, you mean like the lady is having a baby, not me, because men don't have babies, but you know what I mean. And so the mucus plug has not dropped yet. The water is not broken, but I kind of have this feeling that if baby doesn't come tonight at midtime, the same way Aura did, Aura came like pretty much exactly at midnight last time. I feel like tonight might be the night. Hopefully, it's been a long 40 weeks. And I really feel like this is going to be our last rodeo. Bringing children into the world is the hardest thing in the motherfucking world. It's the most important thing in the world, and also simultaneously the hardest thing in the world. So that's what I wanted to talk about is population control. Yeah, I know a lot of people have been wondering because people often hit me up on Instagram like, yo, did you stop doing YouTube or you're not making videos and vlogs no more? And I'm like, yeah, I'm working on one. It's just the one that I have. So here's the thing, right? When you're vlogging and you're making videos for YouTube, ideally what you would want to do is like go into it with a plan. Like you want to have, oh, this is going to be a video about this. I'm going to shoot this scene, this scene, this scene, get this amount of footage. I'm going to say all of these words that I've already written down. And I promised myself that's the way I would approach YouTube from now on, because my approach so far has just been like, oh, this is cool. Let's pick up the camera and record it. And then, you record random things for like 2-3 weeks, and then you try to go and put together a YouTube video with it. And it's just like, this video is like a gumbo of just random memories. And that's not really the YouTube that I want to do. So it's like this conundrum that I'm in. But the next video is probably like, I'm very much sure that the next video that I put out is going to be the last video where it's just random footages jumbled and collaged together with no real like story or plot or message. It's just going to be like home video style. And after that, inshallah, I will I will make the videos that I want to make. So yeah, to answer everybody's question, V is good. She's right over there. Do you want to be seen? Let me see if I can switch.
I can just come sit with you.
Whoa,
You want to come sit with me?
possibly.
Can you come sit
I
with
just
me?
like I already set up my lighting, so there's V. And here I am.
Come sit with me.
I don't want to do that.
You don't want to?
Mm-mm.
Oh, you said you would.
I mean, I can, but I got the lighting already there. What do y'all think? Should I go sit with V?
Of course they're gonna say come sit with me. There's just no room over there for me, that's all. I gotta be on this ball.
So yeah, like I was saying, the most important thing in the world is childbirth. Very important, almost so important that it's also the most dangerous thing in the world to even talk about. I mean, there's a whole there's a whole rabbit hole you can go down as far as like, when babies are born, what happens, And I'm not even talking about like physiologically. I'm talking about like in the world, what is happening when a baby is born. There are many papers and documents. Because my cousin just hit me the thing. Said, do your I-9. I gotta do that. Gotta do my I-9. And that's what actually what I'm talking about right now is status as a human being. Do you know that you have a public status? It is a matter of public record who you are. You should really start thinking about that if you've never thought about it. And if you need some motivation, here's my little tidbit to you to give you some motivation. It's like, um, come down this rabbit hole. And I'm not even going to take you down the rabbit hole. I'm just going to show it to you. Something that you can do right now. If you have any bills in your house, if you have a state ID, I want you to go look at those things. What are you over there making faces about? What?
I didn't know we were taking this turn on the live.
There is no turn. We're just flowing, okay? So, as I was saying, if you look at your ID or any bills, you will notice that your name is spelled incorrectly. You would say, no, Matt, it's spelled correctly. But what I mean is, if you spell your name, wouldn't you start it with a capital letter and then follow it by lowercase letters until you got to your last name, and you would start that with the capital letter and then the rest would be followed by lowercase letters? Wouldn't you spell your name correctly like that? Isn't that the way they taught us to do it in escuela, in the public school system? Isn't that the proper way to do it? Why isn't that way on your bills and your ID? Why is it in all capital letters? Things that make you go, hmm. And then you look at, I don't know, Walmart, Target, any store, any corporation you look at, and then you say, oh, my name is spelled like that in all capital letters. If you follow that reasoning and logic, what would that tell you? It probably means that you're a corporation. And what does that mean? Hmm, that's the rabbit hole right there. So I say all of that to say, of course, we're about to have a baby. And the world
These are
at
not farts.
yeah, she's farting over there.
They're not farts.
The world looks at that as an opportunity to create commerce. And I think I'm gonna just leave you with that. That's a big rabbit hole. If you want some terms to look up, straw man is one of them. Ens legis, ENSLEGIS is another term to look up. And with that comes so much information. Like, you don't even know, man. We really aren't who we think we are, or even proclaim ourselves to be. But there's a way to correct that, and that is through status correction. There's a way, there's a remedy, I should say. Boop. And that's a gem. With that comes so many things. But the best thing that comes out of all of it is absolute freedom. And that's our journey. That's my journey. Can't wait to perfect that record so I can reach back and show everyone how to do that. That's one of the most pressing things on my mind right now is like, we're about to do this again. We're about to bring forth a living, breathing, sentient being into the world. And we all know that the world could be a little bit better on the scale of things relative of good. World we could humanity could be doing a little bit better. And it's always a tough decision when you're bringing another child into that. I mean, we did it once in 2020. We saw what happened in 2020. Even though when we had Aura, the whole COVID thing caught everybody off guard. Nobody was really expecting that. I wasn't. It wasn't on my radar. Even though from what I've read, it was planned since the early 2000s. But that's a whole nother rabbit hole, isn't it? But I say all of that to say that we're doing it again. This time it's not a medical emergency. This time the headline that everybody is thinking about is the uh the G word. And dare I say, I mean the medical emergency was a G word in another form, clandestine, in the narrative helping people and keeping people healthy. A lot of people were maimed. But this time around, it's like pretty obvious that they're not trying to keep people healthy and they're not trying to keep peace. They're trying to spiral the world into chaos. And here we are. Like, here's a baby for the world. But I really believe in this next generation. I believe in our generation. I feel like, everybody born from pretty much 70s on is not on this wave. Most people. I know a lot of people are really indoctrinated. There's a lot of somnambulists out there. If you don't know what somnambulism is, it's The Walking Dead. It's a real thing. Like you don't have to like be having your skin and your meat fall off your bones and like unintelligibly wandering around talking about brains and trying to eat brains, but there are people who are out here who are walking around who are mentally dead, dumb, deaf, and blind. And that also comes in also many different forms. You could be mentally dumb, deaf, and blind, physiologically dumb, deaf, and blind. You could even be socially and or financially dumb, deaf, and blind. And these are the chains that I feel our generation will break, and it's gonna be so cool. Yep, that's for me down there, being a pain in my butt. But peace to everybody who's in here once again. If there's anything you want to talk about, any questions, I have the chat up. I'm looking through it constantly. V is right next to me, listening, staring off into the distance, sitting on her pregnancy ball.
Tell him to come over here.
And she wants me to go sit next to her so she can join into the festivities. I'm gonna go sit next to her at some point. I'm just being procrastinating right now because I wanted to, I got the light set
All you have
up.
to do is turn the light.
Look at that
It
light
goes
over
like
there.
this, and then it's done.
I know, but then we gotta do a whole nother setup, and I'm coming. Just
No, you
I'm coming.
don't.
Just,
The video is titled what, everybody?
I'm about to have a baby.
All right.
That was the bait because they're gonna be like, men can't have babies.
The bait. And
The
then
bait
you're
was
talking
like,
about
oh,
straw
Stag, she's
man.
about to have a baby. And they think that we're about to live the whole thing. I thought about that the other night. Like, what if we just YouTube live the whole labor? It would probably be a few hours long. I don't think V would appreciate it.
I don't appreciate you using my baby as clickbait. Talk about straw men and
Mon-
genocide.
monetization. Not y'all monetizing babies. I mean, nah, we're not gonna do that. That would be egregious. But it is baity. It is baity. Just gonna sign into this. Oh, I can't even probably do it because. Oh, all right. What? Not now. Yo, Rumi circles me like a shark all day. Just meow, 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 meow. Mind speaking on the renewal of y'all's relationship? Any more realizations that you've had in creating renewal since y'all reunited? Wow, somebody said we already monetizing off of Aura. That's what somebody said. I will say to that supernatural dharma, I'm going that although yes, we do include Aura on the YouTubes, she very much so wants to be on the YouTubes, and that's why we include her. But it's not specifically for monetization. Like we don't think that we're gonna get rich off of Aura, or we're trying to get a bag off of Aura. It's the last thing that we're trying to do. It just so happens that we do make money off of. Well, Valadia makes money off of YouTube. I haven't made YouTube money in like 4 months.
On your channel,
bro. On my channel.
Our channel, my channel.
Valadia's channel.
Us money.
Makes a couple $100. Even though she doesn't really like do the videos as much in the past couple of, you know what I mean? She's been kind of slow with the consistency, but I'm here today because I want to be more consistent and prevalent on YouTube. I want my channel to be a successful channel. If you know what I mean. Man, what am I gonna say if I'm gonna sit next to you? All right, here we go. It's okay, Mama Lark. People can be rude. I don't mind when people are rude. I'm a firm believer in the First Amendment. Say whatever you gotta say. Talking is dangerous, and we're not all equipped to have meaningful, effective conversations.
Wow, there's 80 people here. Turn the light. Ugh. Oh my gosh, it's awful. Wondering if she had the baby. I did not have the baby. It's right here inside of me. And I'm just doing my bouncing and my moving on my ball. And I was watching birth videos on my YouTube because it's very inspirational to to look at the videos. I told Matt today that I feel like I'm on mushrooms because I'm kind of a little bit in the clouds, which is another indicator that maybe I'm going into the birth portal tonight or really soon. I keep timing my I'm not like really into timing contractions, but I just want to see if there's any like, oh, that doesn't look comfortable. You want me to come closer to you?
What is comfort?
Do you want me to come closer?
Yeah. How about that?
So I had one contraction at 7, one at 7:20, and one at 7:45.
Okay.
Interesting.
So that's 3 this hour.
I'm just curious to see what's happening. It feels like the baby's incredibly low. And I feel like I'm in a different state. And then this man says, I'm going to go live. And then I'm like,
I'm an edgelord. I like to live on the edge. Like, what is the last thing you would do? That's probably the first thing I would do.
I was laying down watching birth videos. And I'm like, okay, fine. I'll say hi.
Do you have any, what was it? Wow, supernatural Dharma's just got like autism mouth. I want to talk about this one though. I want to say how beautiful it's been to watch your renewal. Something about renewal they were saying. Oh,
yo, these comments.
Mind speaking on the renewal of y'all's relationship. Any more realizations that you had in creating renewal since y'all have reunited?
I don't know what to say about that. Words on renewal, speaking on the renewal of y'all's relationship, it's kind of like all spoken out in our videos. Like if you look at the videos that were made,
Wee. Hold up. We have a tripod. Tripod difficulties.
it's got to be that back leg.
Is that what it is?
If it's going that way, yeah. While he's fixing the tripod, I will say that if you go and watch any videos that were uploaded at the end of, no, at the beginning of 2023, whoa, there's a foot poking out right there. At the beginning of 2023, January, February, March, April, May, those vlogs that we were talking about reuniting, those vlogs are telling you pretty much all the juice. Not all the juice at all. I mean, there's so much you guys don't know, but it's
Rightfully
talking.
so. It's a
Yeah.
private matter, you know. Some
But it's,
things are meant to be kept in private, but the things that I do want to share with y'all about renewal, if you don't mind,
go ahead.
if I could take the mic, is it's important, especially when there's a child involved, for things to be smooth. Um, Me speaking from my personal experience, um, my mom passed and moved on to the upper room when I was 3, and my pops did his best for as long as he could, but there was some complications with that as well. And I say all of that to say that it's very important for a child to have their mother and their father in their life. And what are you doing now?
Taking away that crazy person.
Oh, what happened?
Oh, I didn't. I thought I took them away, but I think I just deleted them.
Yeah, it's all right. Let people say what they gotta say. No, no, no,
Why?
wait.
This person's annoying.
It's all right. Don't be annoyed. This it's them. People are mental. Let them be mental by themselves. Anyway, it's very important to have both of your parents. And with that said, there's really no way to exhaust trying to rekindle a relationship between a mother and father once a child is involved. And um, you need tools to do that. It's not easy. In fact, I doubt I doubt most people could do it with the tools that we have, what the way that we've been trained to talk to each other. But when you start to do the science on how you speak to your loved ones, you realize that there's a better way to go about it, like just without blaming and shaming, without victimizing or villainizing the other person, by holding a safe container for the person and allowing them to vent, learning how to validate, learning how to soothe egos, and really just acknowledging the fact that we're all here having an experience. And I mean, this is pertinent to the time that we're in with Valentine's Day. Is I mean, my brand of love is wanting what your partner wants. So whatever Valadia wants is what I want. That took a lot of growth in the past 2 years. So that was big in our renewal. It's just like retraining myself how to love, because there wasn't as much on the table, so to speak. Like there's a lot at stake, is what I'm trying to say. Um, if we didn't do this thing together and like renew our relationship and our love and stuff like that. And it's not even just for Valady and I's sake. It was also for Aura's sake. And Aura is like the most important thing, right outside of myself, to me. So it was important that we give her the best shot that she has in the world to create, you know, an abundant life that we want her to have. And I don't want her to, you know, have like a, what's the opposite of a head start? A late start?
Kickback.
Whatever, you know. But I know you know what I mean. Like if you only have one parent, if you grew up with a single parent, there's a lot you missed out on because of that. Unfortunately, even if your single parent did the best that they could. I remember before we ever even had Aura, Lady and I would talk a lot about how crazy single parenting is, and I say crazy because I really don't have a better word for it. But it's mind blowing how some people can do that. I got a little taste of it and I almost pretty much hated every minute of it. There's times in there where you learn, like, you always have to make the best of any given situation. So you center yourself in your single parenthood and you try to make the best of it and you tell yourself that's right where you want to be. But me being a logical, reasonable person that I am, I knew that I always wanted to parent with the mother of my child, like in the same house. So we did what we had to do to bring that back to fruition. And with that, I digress on any comments about renewing the relationship. And I'll move on to the next comment. I hope that helped you or gave you something of value. A setback. Thank you, Ja. Thank you. All right, let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go
Really?
back.
You're gonna go all the way back?
Yeah, this is my life. I do what I want.
My inner control freak wants to
Yeah,
control the way he does his
exactly.
life because I do it so differently.
Yeah. So just take a deep breath.
It's hard for me to be a guest.
Oh, okay. I see where we're at now. Bang. Oh, people keep asking about the headband. The headband is a talisman. It's a keepsake. You cannot find this anywhere on the internet. There was a girl who was doing this on Etsy, and I guess she just wasn't making enough money, and she stopped doing it. So you can't find it anywhere. I really wish I knew somebody who knew how to sew, so I can put this one. I could retire this one and hang it up on the rafters. But yeah, this is one of my most cherished timepieces.
Where'd you get it?
I think you got this for me for Christmas, right, or for a birthday?
Holiday doesn't matter. Where did you get it? Me.
Well, you got it for me. So yeah, good luck trying to find it. I'll take a picture if anybody wants like a picture of it so they can send it to their granny who does crochet. I'm sure she could freak it for you.
You freak it. Or it's downstairs with my mom
Yeah, or it's downstairs with Abuela right now,
hanging.
aka Bella.
Is the baby coming? We don't know. I was saying in the beginning of this live that I feel kind of like I'm on mushrooms this evening, kind of just like a little floaty and having contractions. And I've just been casually writing down when they come. And I've had a few in this last hour, so that's interesting. Just being present with my body and not really expecting anything. Shh, you think the baby's coming?
Rumi has a lot of opinions.
Remy has all the opinions in the world. He's the most opinionated person in this house.
Like that's funny too, because thinking of that, I'll often say, I wonder how like the real original Rumi was, like Rumi the poet. How was that dude in real life? Because he has so much to say in his poems. Imagine sitting next to him, like at the water hole or something, whatever they did way back
The
then,
water roll,
and Rumi was just going
the
off on crazy
bathhouse.
stuff. And that's probably why he talks so much, because you named him Rumi after a
Yeah, man.
poet.
He really thinks he's Remy the Great poet, constantly talking. Home birth, yep.
Yep, it will be unassisted home birth.
The
the,
end.
the end.
Don't ask no more
I
questions.
will be the only doctor in the house. Um, actually, Valadia's mom will be with us, and she is actually, or was, a medical professional, I shall say.
We don't want her kind of profession here, though. My mom used to do
Yeah, she's
autopsies.
the autopsy, so
So
hopefully her expertise will not be
we don't
needed.
need her
As
expertise
dark as that joke is.
at the birth. Will you document and share the birth experience? I don't think we're gonna record like as much as we did with auras. If you want to watch auras, you can go on the
Yeah,
Valady Organica channel. It's called 88
yeah,
hour
yeah,
home
home
birth
birth,
or
yeah.
something. Yeah, because she took 3.5 days. And that video is like beginning to end, but I don't think we'll do that this time because I kind of want to spend a lot of time alone. Like all of my mom friends who tell me that their births have been blissful and easeful and just like focused and they like made it through really mitigating their fear response. They spent a lot of time alone, just like vibing out. Like I got my headphones charged. I'm ready to just like be in my playlists, spend a lot of time in like the dark cave of the bathroom or my room, our room, and not like being spectated like I was last time. So if there's a video, I imagine it will probably be like a video of the end. Like when baby's born, it's not going to be like the whole thing.
Yeah, there's a certain removal of your presence you have to do in order to like put something on a camera. Like to pull out a camera and then make sure something's in frame. You thinking about what the audio is gonna sound like. Like that's what I was doing last time. It's really not the wave. Like the more presence we can have, I think the better it is for everybody. You know, like so much presence that words don't even really have to be spoken. Like everything is just kind of run off of intuition. So I'll I'll get flicks here and there, maybe a couple of like you know 2 second videos. That is the third time you want to tripod.
Because I realized in order to get in it, I was like leaning like that and it was hurting me.
Okay,
So I need to be centered. And then I want to get you too, baby.
as long as you're comfortable. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, like I said, I will definitely get some photos and a little bit of flicks, but I'm not going in. We're not gonna be like, oh, we're gonna make it. This is gonna be a great YouTube video type of vibe. It's gonna be like labor first, the YouTube video, very like at the end of the list.
Yeah, and mom can record stuff because she'll be a little bit more removed from the scene, you know.
Yeah, man, 134 people here. That's what's up. I mean, there are 10,000. I think there's 10,000 people who follow this channel, so that seems like a good ratio. I try not to pay attention to numbers. That's another thing that could like demotivate you from doing this whole social media shit. When you start paying attention to numbers, I just try to do it for the love.
Yeah, because if 10 people were here in our living room listening
Yeah,
to us,
it would be a fucking party.
that would be a party.
It
We're
would
like
be a party. Like
10
we would
people in
probably
here.
have a hard time understanding each other.
Choji's meowing.
So yeah, if you did see my last YouTube video, in that video I said that Choji and Rumi had been moved outside because we got them an outside house and everything. But
With the little heating pads.
yeah, there was heating pads. It was like a nice situation for them. But Rumi ended up coming back inside because it was just sad to see him out there,
It was so cold.
you know, naked. Even though we always had like a shirt or a sweater on him, he would just stand at the glass door looking in. And
It's not funny.
that's kind of like my son. So I couldn't do it. I couldn't live with myself knowing that he was out there freezing. So I brought him back inside. Choji has stayed outside because we feel like Choji can thrive and live
He's
outside.
not interested in coming back
He's not
inside.
even
He doesn't want
interested.
to come back in. And it's better because they were fighting each other 24/7.
24/7.
Y'all remember back in the day, they used to be BFFs. And they
Mm-hmm.
started fighting each other all of a sudden. Rumi started marking his territory all over the house. Choji
Mm-hmm.
was starting peeing everywhere. Like it became a crazy duel that we were caught in the middle of as the people who own this house. And they don't pay no bills, so they got kicked out. And then
Mm-hmm.
Rumi wanted to come back in. Choji didn't. It worked out perfectly. And now every night
Around 9:30 or
he
right
comes
now.
and asks for his dinner. We feed him, and then he goes
And he
wherever he
goes
lives.
where I we were
We don't know where he
we're
lives
really thinking about getting like a cat cam or like at least a GPS tag so we can see where he
where he
goes. Because I
lives,
really want to know where Choji goes throughout the day. He shows up every day, 8:30, 9:30.
eats.
He asks for food. You might be able to hear him. He's out there making the most meow sound. But he seems to be doing good. You know, he actually gives pets now. Like you go out there, you feed him, and you get to pet him for a little bit. But before, Choji would run away as soon as he felt like
He didn't
somebody was
even
coming
like
in his
us.
direction.
He just lived here.
And it all happened after we neutered him. Like he was a completely different cat. He was like a lovey-dovey cat, would come love and snuggle and do all the cat
I don't agree
things.
with that theory.
But we took him to get neutered. I took him to get neutered, and after that day, it was a palpable change. It was like a 180. He did not want anything to do with
That's so
anybody.
not true.
It is though.
No, because I was actually just looking at an old video the other day showing mom something. We took him to get neutered when he was tiny, when we just found him. And he was playing with us in his teenage years before we left mom's house. Like he was a playful cat. He was playing with a little bit roomy. Like he was down for everybody. It wasn't until he moved into this house that he was like, "What is this life? I don't like y'all. F y'all. I'm just gonna live here and stay away from y'all and eat food whenever y'all put it out." And that's it. And when we finally put him outside, he was like, "Thank God. Like I'm just trying to eat food. I'm really not trying to be with y'all."
That may be the case, but I feel like that's a little inaccurate. And the only reason why I see what you're saying and it makes sense, but it's because mom had a 1 bedroom apartment, so there was nowhere for him to
Yeah.
go. He was gonna cuddle at some point. He was gonna come in the living room like, "Hey, what y'all doing? Oh, let me sit here with y'all." But when we moved in the house, there was a lot of places for him to hide, which I felt like he was already trying to hide after we had gotten him neutered. He would always run under the bed when somebody came in the house, or like a big crash would happen. He would get super scared, and it's because we stole that man's manhood from him, castrated my man Choji, and it wasn't right. I'll never do it to another animal.
True that.
Next question. Do you ever plan on moving to Jacksonville, or will you stay where you are? Asks Karma's Chronicles. What up, Karma? Longtime follower, longtime subscriber, I should say. Do we ever plan on? I love Jacksonville.
Me too.
Don't love the traffic, don't love the way people drive, but I fell in love with that city. It reminded me a lot of like a very chill version of New York. I always used to say I traded in the Hudson for the St. John's. So I do see myself being back there, um, probably with an additional property though. Like I think this where we are here in the Enchanted Forest of Georgia is probably going to always be a good home base. This house is very old, so that often like puts our ideas out there. It's like, oh, is this really our forever home? Because this joint might not be standing that much longer. Like we might have to tear it down and build a whole new
She just
house.
has a lot of issues.
But with that said, yeah, definitely an additional property in Jacksonville when the circumstances are correct. I'm working on that now as I started this video, um, with introducing people to the straw man, just like loosely throwing that out there. An additional benefit to being completely free, um, when you think about when it comes to the private and public individual or sovereign being, there's also a benefit of being financially free as a commercial beneficiary. And I'll say that. So it's something that I've been working on for like over a decade. And there's a lot of information, a lot of misinformation out there that I've had to sort through. Me just getting tired with the whole thing, like, I don't really know if I want to do this, because every time I come across somebody who seems like they have a wealth of knowledge, they're a little weird in the head, like socially to me, and sometimes I don't deal with people well like that. Like when they start turning into straight narcissists on me. So yeah, it's been a long time coming, but hopefully, fingers crossed, this new baby has put a new invigoration in me, so to speak, to get this shit right. So financial freedom soon come. Another dangle of information I will provide for you if you want to go down that monetary rabbit hole or the commercial rabbit hole. There's a number of things. It's not as easy as just getting your ID out or like a bill out. But if you ever want to read House Joint Resolution 192 of 1933, if you ever want to read the Indentured Trustee Act, which is a really big one, the Security Exchange Act, the Trading with the Enemy Act. If you read any one of those things, and hopefully it will guide you to the understanding or the overstanding that we all are billionaires. And I'm not even saying that on some woo woo fugazi shit. Like that's is written in the law.
I'll
All
be right back.
debts.
I'm
Okay.
gonna use it. 1 second.
Remember, gotta walk like you on the fashion. fashion strip. No waters. Um, yeah. So we're all billionaires. Your signature is worth whatever you say it is, and um, that's easy to find. It's not easy because it takes a lot of reading. But if you really want to look at things and have subject matter to read concerning how you yourself are a billionaire right now, don't think differently. You have to read something like a House Joint Resolution 192 or a Trading with the Enemies Act or Electronic Funds Transfer Act. There's a whole bunch of things. If you look into the banking prospectus of any bank, you will understand that every time you sign something, every time you pay something, you're double paying. It's all double bookkeeping entries. And that's a rabbit hole. We're not going down that today. We're just talking about love and pregnancy. But that's one of my favorite things to talk about. So I had to put it out there for y'all. And I say all of that to say that by come 2025, with a correct status, my my public record is perfected, and I am no longer just a public entity. I am also a private entity. I move out of minority status into majority status, from a ward of the state to a competent, living, breathing, sentient being. That should all happen within this year. New properties anywhere we want to go. Because if money is infinite, why would I not? Why would I not have a new property in Jacksonville? I love it there, and I hope that answers your question, Carmon. Mina Rose says, "I wish my parents did the work you guys have." Um, Mina, if your parents are still alive, it's not too late. It's always just a suggestion. And also with you, you yourself can break that chain, not only with your significant other, but being mindful of the way you communicate with yourself. What up, everybody? A lot of people here they've been following us, subscribing since Van Life. Yo, the breakup was painful to watch. You said that, Sun Angel. Oh, yeah, the Van Life videos were dope. That was like peak content right there. A metal plate one. Really gave it to a fellow ninja. Oh, that's what's up. Um, I'm just looking through these comments right now. Bear with me for a moment. Can I have a shout out? Of course you can. I think it's AV the Path or Av. There's your shout out, family. Good looking for coming through. In the Conjuring House. Do I still play Smite? There's a Smite too. That's how you know I'm not even on it like that. I didn't even know there was a. How could there be a Smite too? Smite, they was always upgrading and doing things with the original Smite. I miss playing games, man. RIP to my gamer self. I don't even know how like that's another thing we could talk about. How does one sit down and play video games for hours on end, like I love to do, knowing that there is so much out there to be done? That's something I gotta sit with. AV, you really want that shout out? Damn, son. Do people steal souls? Whew. That reminds me of something I heard of Earth being a loosh farm. Oh, okay. So there's a theory out there that Earth is a luge farm and our fear is being harvested by extraterrestrial beings or intraterrestrial beings. That's another rabbit hole for you to go down. I'm not saying that I believe it, but it,
Sorry, y'all. I'm with Aura.
it may be a thing. Um, Hi, I am new. My name is Alex. What up, Alex? Alex, your handle says KG. Wow, people be saying anything. Like, I remember that though, man. Like when the AIM chat rooms was still a thing. Y'all remember AIM chats? Sometimes I would go into like the local chat rooms or whatever, or just some weird chat room. Who knows? It could have been titled anything like Dragon Ball Z versus Bleed Village or something like that. And I'd have clicked on it. And I would have just jumped into chat saying the most wild stuff. That was when I was 13, though. As an adult, I hope adults can do better. Yeah, Via is so beautiful, especially in her pregnancy. Someone said, "What have I stumbled across?" You have stumbled across the channel of NOS Nero, Jake. Welcome. This is a place where you can feel safe to say anything you want, no matter how smart or how ever. But I've been doing this for about 46 minutes, so I'm gonna tighten this up. I'm gonna just answer these last few questions. I just want to go ahead and thank everybody who already tuned in. This isn't gonna go much longer. It's gonna go about 4 more minutes.
Do we have a bad experience with a doula? No, we just never had one.
Never had one. Chrissy asked, "What are your highest hopes for Aura and her sibling? That they just grow up to be healthy
BFFs.
BFFs. They grow up to be confident. They have so much joy and peace in their life, and that V and I do a great job at modeling that for them." There's a ground cat fight club.
That's why I like to keep it updated because I want to see what they say about stuff when we talk about
It's okay. Wow.
it. Yeah.
Jacksonville, Florida, Jake. Uh-oh. The Itachi lovers have arrived. The Itachi fanboys. I don't know about that. What's his name? Kydris. Itachi 101 with Sage Mode. Nine Tails Naruto? You mean if you took Nine Tails away out of the equation?
Oh God, you triggered him.
That's one of the things I could talk about all the
V
time.
is tired. It's true.
The garden will be back. We will say that.
Is Validia in labor? I don't know. I kind of feel like I'm a little.
It may go down tonight. I think it may happen tonight. If not tonight, tomorrow. Judging on the way that baby has dropped, the baby has been
Every day. And today it's
every
like,
day, and it's super low. What's the name and title of the book? Not the crypto bro talk. Did I talk about crypto? I don't think I said anything about cryptocurrency in this shit.
these comments are so funny.
What are your top 10 racial slurs?
Do not fall into that
No,
trap.
I was. I really wanted to.
What?
I really want to give that one serious thought.
I'm done.
Brittany asked about the birth certificate and the social security number. So we're actually still on the fence about it. But what I would prefer to happen is we just have an affidavit of live birth, and we will run an ad in the newspaper for about 4 weeks, and that will get the job done. Bro got banned from two live streams. No said question. I had a bobcat come decimate my chickens. Any predators? Oh shit! My 4 minutes are up. Um. So yeah, that's gonna be it for me, y'all. Thank y'all so much for showing up. This is, I guess, I baited a bunch of y'all into thinking that there might be a baby coming and we was about to YouTube live it, but that's not actually what's happening. The baby is coming, probably tonight, maybe tomorrow, but not right now at this second. So apologies if you really, really, really got baited, but you should know how this YouTube shit go. And I will leave you with, I will be back with a new vlog sooner than later. If not, let's fucking go live again in a couple of days. You heard? I'm gonna try to do my best to fucking put it out there beforehand so I just don't pop up on y'all like I did today. You know, with like a YouTube post or Instagram post or something like, yo, I'm going live tonight on Instagram. Come through, hang out with me, and we could roll one. Everybody say cheers to the baby. Say good luck. Gambate. Love you all.